Hey everybody, it is Brian, and I am excited to report some really good news to you today about something that's going on in our district, and I'm titling this segment "Think Pathway." You know, we've talked about that Isaiah 43 passage. There will be streams in the desert and a way through the wilderness, and I'm here with Doug Schiltz, Pastor Doug from Williamsburg, and Doug, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I've done a little research on you and kind of your journey. Found out that you got your first license in about 2015. Did you come out of Williamsburg? Sure.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. I've been here at Williamsburg since I was 12 years old.
And so you got a call. We went to Wisconsin.
Yes.
And was in Wisconsin for a couple of years. And even then, when I look at kind of your record, you were being creative. You had a main campus, and it wasn't huge, but you also had a couple of other preaching points where you were ministering to people. And in the 2 years that you were in Wisconsin, lots of stuff happened. I mean, you were reaching people even during that point in time. I think I said I found 24 conversions, 24 people came to faith. You baptized 7. So it was kind of in your blood to reach out, make a difference, and kind of be creative. But then you came back in 2019, March 10th, 2019 was your starting date, just in case you don't remember.
Absolutely. I remember that day well.
At Williamsburg. And they had come off of a kind of a strong season, but when you got there, the attendance was about 40, and you threw yourself in. It grew the next year to 54, and then you met Mr. COVID,
Right.
and then you had 2 years of 40 in attendance, but something began to move and something began to change. And this year so far, you've baptized 17 people. You have 7 new members, and 5 people have come to faith. You have a 58% increase in worship attendance. Tell me what's going on. Tell me about the pathway to where we are today with Williamsburg.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the pathway that we are on now, it's been a 3-year journey or 3-year pathway, really. Back in 2020, when COVID hit, we have a theme every year, and the theme that year was kind of like, now what? You know, we had no clue what to do after COVID. And I really felt God telling me in 2021 to focus on those who are here, those who make the effort to come. And so we just titled that year, that theme that year was the year of discipleship, growing deeper. We focused on the ones who were there. We wanted to grow deeper in our faith, which grew into the very next year, 2022. We talked about, our theme was share your story. So now we know more about our faith. That gives us the knowledge and the desire to go out and share our faith with our friends, our family, our coworkers. And then that led up to this year, where our theme has been impact. How can we make a big impact on the community that we are in? And we've been focusing on making an impact on that. And that's where we have just really, everybody's been on board, that pathway. We all looked, and nothing gets a church excited more than seeing new people come in. Yeah. And you know, once you get that one family and you can build the momentum, and then you can keep going and keep on that pathway to making an impact on those around us.
Yeah. I mean, that it's just incredible. And here's the thing, Williamsburg, I looked up, I found a population number of 1,783. You're not quite so sure it's 1,700.
Even if you count all the cats and dogs, I don't think we'll get that high.
Somewhere in the neighborhood of 400, you feel like in town. So
yeah,
once again, my data is bad. But that kind of, where are the people coming from?
We focus on those within the county mainly. Most of our people are from within, you know, we will reach 25 minutes driving time around Williamsburg, that people will come into us. So that's kind of where we have our focus at right now.
Gotcha. I know you had an event last night.
Yes.
And tell me how that went.
We had our trunk or treat community event, which we have every year. We moved it inside this year because it was snowing. And so we moved it inside, and we had good numbers. We had 60 plus kids here. We had over 10 teenagers. That's not counting the adults. We figured with adults and everybody, we had 125, which may not seem like a lot, but for a community of 400, that's a lot. And the big key about that is we have got contact information for 17 brand new families,
Oh
but we
yeah,
did not have contact information before. So now we will be able to contact them and give them information of the exciting things that we're doing here at Williamsburg and invite them to be part of that.
that's cool, man. Well, let me tell you what I noticed in being at Williamsburg, preaching there, and then kind of getting to know your people. I was there twice. I was there for another event that you hosted,
Yeah.
but I noticed that from the time I walked in the door, mission and vision were prevalent. You could see it, right?
Right.
Uh,
Right.
I worked from your desk a little bit, and I seen these like notes around about mission and vision. I would go through the hallway. Your facility is ready for guests. I mean, it is clean. It is. There's just a sense of importance that's given to it. When I go online, your website. I don't know who does your website, but they do a really really good job. Matter of fact, who does your website?
I'm do most of it. I had some person who knows more about me set it up, and then I'm able just to add a few things here and there. But we can do that, yeah, for sure.
But that takes intentionality, man. I mean,
Right.
it does. And when I go to your website, it's current, it's
Right.
clean. There's a mission and vision. The statements
Yeah.
are right there. And there's just a sense of energy in what's going on. And so
Yeah.
I just want to take a minute. If you're talking to a pastor uh, who's not in the 2023 phase of
Mhm.
ministry, they're in your 2021, 2022, where those days are long. What kind of advice would you give them?
I tell them, and I've spoke to a couple pastors who are in that position right now already, and I tell them, I said, man, I said, trust me, it is worth it. Follow the process. You know, we hear that trust the process a lot, but
Yeah.
you know, I knew 3 years ago, I truly believed that we would be where we are today because I think God gave that to me. Hey, and this is a process to do. It's going to take time to change a culture in a church is a long-term vision.
Hmm.
And man, just keep the course and keep going. And as soon as you get that one family in that you can build on, man, the floodgates will open. But I think we have to be ready for them before they get here.
Well, that's good.
To me, that's important. And I feel like that we were able over the past 2+ years to get our church, when I say our church, our people, our facility, to get everything ready for the people who are coming now and those who are still to come yet, because we've got more, you know, there's always more work to do. There's people out there in the community who are, I tell myself there's people out in the community who are dying and going to hell right now. And to me, that's not acceptable. We've got to do everything we can to get people to realize that they need Jesus.
Well, the unclaimed within 5 miles of your building, it's
Yeah.
58.6% of the population,
Right.
6,200 people who claim
Yep.
no church, no church claims them. Okay, last question. Um,
Yes.
I always like to find out who who prayed you through. Who was praying for you before you come to faith? Who had faith in you before you did?
Well, there are several people in my life. I think I came to know Jesus when I was 12 years old, and you know the ups and downs of that going through your teenage years and on. But I had people I think speak into me who saw me, and I know one day I was in this office actually with the pastor at the time, and we were talking and the things I was saying, and he looked right at me and he said, "Doug, do you think God has called you to be a pastor?"
Mm.
And I just stopped in my tracks for a moment. I looked at him. I go, okay, I'm not going to say no, you know, but I don't know. And when we started to look at that, but no,
Well, I love you, brother. Thanks for doing great work.
all right, man, it's awesome, man. I love you, Pastor Brian, and all the support you give to us. It's awesome.
All right, God bless.